Putting up 20 grand is a big difference between putting up 45.
Degree, the criminal record, and letter of experience. But if you don't have one, there's a way around it.
Saigon immigration is the easiest one to work with.
As long as you have the investment capital, they will let you in.
What's up, guys? Coming to you from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I am here with my business partner, Matt. We have some really exciting news. We're going to bring you guys some new information on opening up companies in Vietnam. We have found the loophole. So as you all know, opening a company in Vietnam can be a very expensive and complicated process. And we are constantly looking for new ways to make it more accessible to the average person. And Matt has found one. So I'm just going to let Matt take it from here and tell you everything.
Yeah, guys. All right. So if you watched our previous videos before, you've seen the initial capital investment jump from $20,000 to about $43,000 and about $7,500 in total fees. This process would take 8 or 9 weeks. We were able to find another way. It wasn't 100% legal, but it's tolerated, where you can come in, you've got to pay a deposit, but you pay higher monthly fees with no investment capital. But this was for more people who, let's say they got a big manufacturing order and they need to come here and set up a company quickly, and they need to get things going and get things going to a factory. They could start their company, and after 1 year, it would be handed over to them. But these people usually were coming from manufacturing or had a lot of cash to spend. Now, our audience are mostly retirees or small business owners, so this really wouldn't work for them unless they wanted to come into Vietnam very quickly. So one of our consultants figured out a way to take this not so legal way and make it legal. So I think what was happening was a lot of these agents knew they could set up a company and then hand it over to someone in a short amount of time. But they didn't do that. They said, we'll hand it over in 1 year, thus collecting a lot of fees, at least $1,800 a month, right? So we figured out how to do it one-time payment, $3 grand plus our fees. So a total of about $6,000 of fees, minimum capital, 20 grand, and 20 days to get in with the visa.
So that's a huge savings, because if you guys know about investing in Vietnam, the minimum investment capital is 45,000 US dollars, which is roughly a billion VND. It actually increased maybe about I would say almost a year ago. It went up from 20,000 investment. Was that right?
It was over the summer, and one of our clients was in the middle of the process and had to start over and pay the extra money. I mean, he didn't pay the extra fees, but had to install the rest of the investment capital, but literally start the process all over. So that was July. That was a really terrible time.
Yeah, so not quite a year ago, but it was a very frustrating situation, because they just overnight decided to nearly double the investment capital. So now this is kind of similar to what it was before that happened. Putting up 20 grand is a big difference between putting up 45.
Exactly. So we're calling this the transfer company. And that's what's happening is basically it's a transfer. So the fee for this, there's our fee. It's a $3,000 fee plus 20,000 charter capital, investment capital, which you can use for your own expense. Now, some people have been asking about the DT1, DT2, DT3. That's not what we do. And the reason why we don't do it is that money needs to go to your business expense. It cannot go to your personal expense. So if you want to move here and pay rent, you need money besides the DT4 investment. The DT investments are great if you've got a lot of money, you want to build a factory, you've got money coming in. That's great, but that's not what we're doing. So this is what we're calling the transfer company.
So guys, the idea is pretty simple. Essentially, what we're doing is we're having someone open a company for you and then over time transfer that company into your name. It's what we were doing before, but they were charging an exorbitant amount of money monthly for the fees, to where honestly, by the time it was done, you paid so much more than if you would have just had the investment capital to begin with. This is a much, much better deal. And I think it's going to make, long-term residency in Vietnam much more fluid.
Right. And the great thing about this is what you're doing is you're giving yourself a TRC working for your own company. Now, this TRC is good for 2 years. So for example, I have an investment visa. I've got to renew every year. That's $600. But this one gives you the 2 years, and it's only $500 to get the visa straight up. And then next, I want to talk about the time. So this transfer company, you can get this company done in 20 to 30 days from the start of payment. But if you want to expedite it a little bit faster, you could pay $3,500 and get it done in 10 working days. So in 2 weeks. So if you just want to come in within a month, $3,000, but 10 days, $3,500. You pay the extra 500, that expedites the process.
So let's talk about required documentation. Normally, opening your own company doesn't require having a degree, but in this case, it does. So can you explain a little bit about that?
Correct. So the original, the visa that I am on is the investment visa. So if you want to come in, you don't have a degree, they're not going to check. You're investing your money in your own company. However, in this case, you're giving yourself a TRC, basically working for another company. This process is cheaper and it's faster, but there are more requirements because the TRC now, the rules have changed a lot and the government's cracking down, and the government needs certain documents to get a TRC. So what you need to do is, when you contact us, we need to first talk about your business idea. What is the business you want to start? Is it tourism? Is it IT marketing? Is it online? Whatever. And then once we get that, then we're going to need to get a few other documents pertaining to your background.
Okay, so is that everything in terms of documents, or is there more?
There is more. So what you would need are 3 documents. You need a legalized university degree. So with the TRC, it's the same thing. You have to show that you went to a 4-year university. Now, Jay can help you out with that, how to get legalized. And then second, you're going to need a criminal record check, which you could do in Vietnam if you are in Vietnam, but a local criminal record check. And then third, this is really important, a legalized letter of experience. Now, things have changed here in Vietnam in the last year. Currently, you are going to need to prove that you've been working for at least 5 years at one place. Now, I know that's really hard to do with a lot of our clients. They work as teachers or they're freelancers. But if you can get any letter of employment from any company, even one of your own, you can come in and that would be legalized and that would validate you for the TRC.
So I should mention, guys, that it's very difficult at the moment to get in contact with the Vietnamese consulates. Some of our customers have had a really difficult time getting replies from them. So what I do suggest is just, all the information is available online. It's going to possibly be a situation where you need to just follow the checklist and then submit your documents and then hope for the best, because we've actually seen the Vietnamese consulate not replying to quite a lot of people. But I think that could have something to do with the big changes that are coming in March. They're going to be opening in some sort of capacity to tourism. So I think that right now, a lot of the consulates are probably scrambling to try to implement whatever this new policy is going to look like. So do be warned that dealing with the Vietnamese consulates can be a complicated process. We will obviously do our best to help you, but you should know that coming to Vietnam is nothing like it was years ago.
Right. And then I would like to add one more thing. My consultant said, you need the degree, the criminal record, and letter of experience. But if you don't have one, there's a way around it for a fee. Now, I don't know that fee, but if you're lacking one of them, they can figure a way out for a fee. So we'll talk about that offline, but I just want to let you know there is a way around if you don't have one of the 3.
Yeah, definitely PM us, because it's probably a better conversation to not have on YouTube. But yeah, there's always a way. That's, I think, one of the things that is very shocking to people who are not used to countries like Vietnam, and they're more accustomed to the way things work in the West or in developed countries. There's always some level of flexibility with Vietnam. So just because you might be missing a document doesn't mean you shouldn't message us. We can still discuss it, and we're always going to try to find a solution for you. Same with the potential issues communicating with Vietnamese consulates. If you're working with us, you won't be working by yourself. We'll be also trying to assist in contacting them for you. We'll support you throughout the process. You're not doing this by yourself.
Right. And then one thing I'd like to talk about too is if you're coming with a spouse or a child, they can also come in on the 2-year TRC as your dependent. All you would need is the marriage certificate or the birth certificate as well. So you can bring people in as well. However, if you are boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, not legally married, then you would need to add more capital to your company. So if you've got boyfriend, girlfriend coming in, one person is putting up 20, if that other person could put up 10, maybe 5, 10, then they could get a TRC as well. But the Vietnamese government is going to look at basically, 20 is the minimum for one person, but to add somebody else to the company is going to be extra. So we can kind of talk about that later offline if you're interested, but it's not going to be 20 to bring two people in. 20 will bring one person in.
And guys, I want to reiterate that 20 is your money. The only fee you pay directly to us is our consulting fee for arranging this for you. Literally all other expenses related to the starting the business will be directly between you, DHL, our partners, the Vietnamese bank you open. You know, we can assist, we can help. Everything will be done to make the process as smooth as possible. But I want to make sure you guys are clear that that investment is your money.
Correct. That's absolutely, yeah. We send you the information for the bank account. It's got a username and password. You log in, then you change your username and password, and then that's all yours. You don't tell anybody. And you can choose any bank you want. That's here in Vietnam.
So this is a lot safer, guys, because if those of you who have been keeping your finger to the pulse, you should know that Vietnam purged thousands of expats over the last year, first canceling business visas, throwing retired people out of the country, finally canceling tourist visas. So, you know, if you really want to live in Vietnam and you want to be secure, that this is probably going to be the best way, because it seems like this is the way the government wants it, where either you're going to be employed by a Vietnamese company and they're going to control your TRC, or in this case, you'd be employed by your own company. So in my opinion, this doesn't put you at the mercy of, you know, whether or not your employer is acting in good faith. This puts you in control of your own visa.
Right. And then let's talk about the process next. So from the audience side, the one thing that if you really want to come to Vietnam and you're ready to go, I would have those documents, the letter of employment, your university degree, and your criminal background check locally. I would have that ready to go because that's going to make the process a lot smoother. So once you have those ready, then you can come and start paying the fees. So for example, if you take the 20 to 30 day route, once the fees are paid, we sent you a stack of documents, and then those documents need to be signed and then sent back here to Vietnam. And then, you know, the faster you send them, the faster you'll get done. So you can send it 24-hour one day, but if you send it regular mail, it's going to take a while. So once all those documents are approved, you're also going to need proof of the investment capital. So that's basically a letter from your bank, sealed, that you take or you mail to the Vietnamese consulate or embassy. They open it up, they see the 20 grand's in there, they stamp it, they send it back to you. All those documents get sent to Vietnam. The government looks at the registration for the bank, the business, the address. Our team here will register one of their employees on the company. And then once you arrive in Vietnam, you can come here on a tourist visa immediately. And then once you're here, the company will already be set up. And all you have to do is sign the papers. And then they give you the TRC. So you can just come here and you get the TRC once you're here. Or you can get it before when you arrive. But we suggest coming here as your tourist visa, finishing everything up, and then you get your company. Now, once you're here, the company will be signed over to your name within 20 days. Someone's name is on the company, and then at the end, they just transfer to you. And again, all the money is in your bank account, your company account. You're not going to give it to anyone else, but that's kind of the process that you have to go through. So it's going to be 20 days to get the visa and company set up, and then once you're here, 20 more days. So within 40 days, you are legal here in Vietnam. You're legal for 2 years.
So guys, I want to reiterate that now they are saying that as of March 15th, there's going to be tourist visas issued again. At the making of this video, it's very unclear what that's going to look like because there's been no official announcements, but there's enough steam behind the rumor that it's most likely going to have some truth in it. Now, I want to as someone who has his thumb very close to the pulse of the visa game, I am very suspicious that they're going to allow foreigners to just extend tourist visas and live in Vietnam indefinitely like before the pandemic. So I think it's a very naive thought to think that it's going to go back to the way things used to be and that they're just going to let everybody come in. So I would encourage you that if you're serious about living in Vietnam long term, opening a company, without a doubt, is the safest and best way for you to stay in the country. And Vietnam does not have a retirement visa. So if you are an older person and you want to have security in where you're going to retire, I would highly suggest opening your own company versus trying to play any kind of border run visa shuffle nonsense, because to be honest, guys, I personally think the game has changed.
Yeah, that's a good point. Another good point with this one is I asked about the strong versus weak passport. And with the TRC, they're going to look at your passport country. And if you come from a country where they don't accept the passport, it's harder to be a TRC. But here in this process, they don't care about your background. They don't care where you're from. As long as you have the investment capital, they will let you in.
See, that's a really good point to bring up, because I can tell you right now, guys, I deal with employment, I deal with visas, I deal with sponsor companies for arranging business visas. We have a number of different ways we can do this, but in almost 99% of the circumstances, if you do not have a strong passport, which basically means like the UK, Western Europe, Japan, Korea, the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, if you don't have one of these passports, it's going to be pretty much a waste of my time and your time to even talk to each other, because there's very little I'm going to be able to do. Most companies will not sponsor these passports. They're not interested. Whereas doing an investment like this and opening your own company, it just completely gets rid of this issue. They don't care where you're from. There's no racism in the process. It's very straightforward. If you have the money, you can get the visa. If you don't have the money, then you can't get the visa. There's none of this like, where are they from? What do they look like? Nonsense that you deal with at the lower level of the visa business.
Exactly. So this is the best solution we found in months. And I mean, it took months to find out, but again, that's what our service provides. I am just out there asking questions and looking for other ways around to get here. Because when they jumped from 20 to 43, no one's come to Vietnam since, and everyone was a little worried about that. But now there's a way around it. I think it's a very logical way and safe way that we can do. So it's great. I'm really happy I found this.
Yeah, guys, and honestly, this is what we do. We're out there constantly looking for new contacts for you. And when you work with us for opening the company, you also are going to get access to all our contacts within Vietnam. So that's housing, local fixers, people who can furnish your home, people who can find you supplies. If you're looking to open your own company, they can help you with whatever equipment you may need, commercial real estate. We have just about every contact that you could need while you're in Vietnam. And if you're looking for contacts in smaller markets, we can assist as well. We can find, whatever you need in a smaller city like Nha Trang or Da Nang. And that's another thing, guys, I should mention. If you're coming in through a business visa, through any kind of employment or mock employment, whatever the circumstances are, you are going to be dealing with the Saigon immigration in almost every circumstance, because the Saigon immigration is the easiest one to work with. I know everybody loves Da Nang and lots of people like Hanoi, but they are at times very unreasonable to work with, whereas the Saigon immigration is much more reasonable. Now, if that's through employment, there's a very good chance that employment is going to tie you to Saigon. Whereas if you invest and you have your own company, it's not really important where you are in the country. You can live in Da Nang, you can live in Nha Trang, you can have the beach lifestyle, you can live in Dalat in the mountains with the fresh air. It's entirely up to you, because you are in control of your own visa.
Exactly. And you're in control of your own expenses, and you don't have to worry about getting fired. And again, with a TRC, you can work at other companies. And also you can charge B2B. So if you're in consulting, you're in teaching, and if you want to go to a business and teach, they can just pay you through the business, through their own tax office. So they don't have to pay you in cash. So it's all legal. So your options of employment are much greater, because everything can just be a business expense. It gives you much more freedom.
Yeah, I mean, guys, I can't stress the value of this, because if you don't have a Vietnamese bank account, if you're kind of working in the gray area, it can make things very complicated. Whereas if you're doing things completely above board and you are responsible for your own visa, you're legal to open an account, it's going to make living in Vietnam a much more comfortable and easy experience. And you don't have to worry about the government making drastic changes to visa policy, because once you have your TRC, it doesn't really affect you until the TRC were to expire. Now, if they were to change policy around opening a company or investment capital, then we'd be in a similar situation as we were before. And that's not really something we have any control over. But again, you wouldn't be dealing with it by yourself. You would have us supporting you. It's the same with the issues of contacting the Vietnamese consulate. Once you pay our fee, we'll make every effort to do that for you. I mean, obviously, you should be doing it yourself as well, but you're going to have our support. You're not going to be out there by yourself, kind of, walking in the dark and bumping into walls. We'll contact every Vietnamese consulate that we can until someone replies to us and gives us the answer for you. So, again, you're not just getting a business setup, you're getting a full relocation service. And we're going to help you with everything from your housing, setting up your company, keeping you legal. You guys can check out my previous videos with Matt. I'll post a few of them here. We have discussed the topic of opening a company here, as well as opening companies in other popular expat markets, and we're only planning to add more. So do you think you could just take us over the whole process again from start to finish?
Yeah, sure. So this is the one thing we cannot go through the process unless, because this is a TRC. So if you have the investment capital, you got the money, great. With your own time and with your own money, you need to go out and get your degree, your work experience, and a criminal background check would be nice. Like, let's say, for example, when I was living in Korea, I would have to take fingerprints, mail that back to America into the FBI and get my criminal background check. That's how, so if you're living abroad, you might need to do it from home, or you could do it in the home country that you're in. So you can get a Korean one or whatever. Once you have those 3 documents, the process can start. So if you get those documents and then you say, look, I have it, I have the capital. Once you pay our fee and our consultant's fee, we can get you in the country within 30 days. Or if you expedite it for $500 more, we can get you in here in 10 days. But we cannot do anything until you have those 3 documents, because this is a TRC and they need to be legalized by local embassies and consulates. So if you want to take the time and you do that and you say, hey, I got these 3 documents ready to go, we will talk to you and we'll say, hey, look, we can get you in very quickly, but you've got to put in the effort yourself. Please don't come asking us like, can you help us? We can help you, but it's like, look, you've got to figure out, you just send your documents to a consulate, letter of experience by an employer, and then your university degree. If you got those, you're good to go. We can start immediately. So I don't want to have to repeat myself over text. We get a lot of texts asking about this. Look, we cannot proceed unless we have those 3 documents. However, out of the 3 documents, if you are missing one, please contact us. We will figure out a way around that. There is a fee that you can pay to get it done. So, but please, if you want to do that, get the documents ready, and then we can get you here in 30 days or 10 days, depending how much you want to pay. That's the process. Okay, here's another thing. If you have the 20,000 in a bank, that's great. But if you only have half that money, you can borrow the money from somebody else. Someone can transfer that money to your bank account, but as long as you have the sealed document and you send it, you can send that money back. However, the Vietnamese government does require you to transfer that money at a certain date. So to prove it, you can get it, but at a certain date later, I think it's 45 days, you must transfer that money into your bank account here. If you don't, the visa is void.
And guys, I will say this, if you are looking for assistance in obtaining those documents, you can just pay my basic consulting fee. Once you pay my basic consulting fee, I will help you with the process of contacting embassies, and I'll do everything I can to assist you. And then what we can do is we can just credit the amount you've paid towards the basic consulting fee towards the total consulting fee for opening a company. I'm happy to do that. But before I contact embassies, before I start emailing the entire world, I do have to ask that at least my basic fee is paid. If you want to do all that yourself, then you just pay us when you're ready to start the process, the total amount for our fee. If you want to have help with the embassy process, then you can pay my consulting fee and I'll assist you with the embassy process. I have a team. So guys, it's not like it's just me. It's me plus several other people that will be actively working to get you the answers you need. So that is an option that's available to you. If you're concerned about dealing with the consulates by yourself, or if you're concerned that you've been contacting them and they haven't been replying to you, I'm happy to assist you as long as you're happy to pay the initial consulting fee. And like I said, it's not going to be a double charge. If you continue to work with us and open the company, I'll just deduct it from the overall amount that you pay towards our fee for setting up the company. Is there any other details you'd like to add, Matt, before we wrap it up?
As of now, no. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty cheap compared to all the other options. If you want to come to Vietnam, this one's pretty good and it's pretty stable. So yeah, just if you want to get it going, if you have those 3 documents, get everything done. And if you present it to us, we will start working for you to get you in here quickly.
And you still think Vietnam is a good place to invest for the future, and you're happy you're there?
Yeah, I mean, things have picked up so much. I mean, it was busy this time last year when I got a quarantine. Lockdown was terrible, but I mean, traffic's back, companies are back, people are working. We've got COVID numbers, but no one seems to care. Schools are back. I mean, it's just traffic is back a lot. But, shipping ports are back open. So and we got tourism coming March 15th. My mom's coming April 1st. So, she's 75 and she's like, I'm coming. So, if those people want to come, I mean, the flights are open. You can buy tickets. So I'm very positive about Vietnam right now.
Yeah, I'm excited and I'm really happy to hear it because it was a little bit crazy there for a while. And, it definitely had me
A
scratching my
little,
head.
a little. It was nuts, man. It sucked.
They had you barricaded into the mastery. But yeah, so what else is on the horizon for us in the future? We're working on our service for Costa Rica. Is there any other places you have in mind that we're going to be able to offer services?
Yeah, the El Salvador looks really good and really cheap. I'm still working. The business stuff is very straightforward. Not that hard to set up a business. If you're into crypto, they've got a small process for crypto. Consulting fees are not that high. The only thing I have to do is research the visa. A lot of these consulting companies will set up the business, but the visa, I'm working with the government on that. And that's taking a little bit longer to figure out. But I'd like our next video to be El Salvador.
I'm excited for that. That's really big news. I'm also really interested in Colombia, so that's one we should probably look at as well. Top destination right now, Medellin, for digital nomads, online workers. So guys, there's just going to be more and more. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of a secret. Once I'm done here in Cambodia, I probably have one or two things I need to do in Southeast Asia, but I will be heading most likely to Latin America so we can bring you more content that's related to these services and we can get boots on the ground and really show you guys what it's going to be like to be in these places. So I may go next to Costa Rica and then from Costa Rica to Guatemala, El Salvador, eventually work my way south. But we're going to do it all. We're going to film it all, and we're going to bring it all to you. If you're thinking about coming to Southeast Asia, I can set you up in Phnom Penh. Matt and I can help you open up a company if that's what you'd like to do. We can help you with business visas if you want to come in through a cheaper way. We can still assist with business visas and with sponsorship for Vietnam. But I will say, guys, it is quite expensive. And once you start getting into some of the costs, it does actually make more sense to just open a company, considering that any kind of sponsorship where you're not actually working for the company is gray area and it's extremely expensive. So opening up your own company is completely legal, completely safe, and it's a sustainable solution if you're planning to live in Vietnam long term. Matt has said it was a little bit crazy, but that things are cool now. So, he's on the ground in Saigon. And if you guys are thinking about coming out there, just give us a holler. We'll do everything we can to help you and to make the process as straightforward as possible. We're not corporate lawyers. We're regular people just like you who, years ago made the choice to leave our countries and to try something different. And it has been absolutely the best decision I've ever made. I've been now living overseas for roughly about 10 years. And Matt, you've been living overseas for a long time as well.
Yeah, going on 11 years now. Yeah.
There's a reason why we're still doing it, guys, is because the lifestyle's good and we have a lot more flexibility and options than we would in our home countries. So I want to make that point that, if you guys are kind of living in a situation where you're feeling stagnant, where, you're not sure what is going to come next, you can have these kind of opportunities in these destinations that maybe people don't consider because of ignorance, but there's a lot of beautiful places in the world that you've never heard of. And hopefully we're going to bring more of those places to you and show you what the world has to offer outside of these rich, developed countries. There is a whole slew of different lifestyle opportunities that you would never imagine possible. Well, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please subscribe, share the videos. It helps us a lot. Comments are great. If you're thinking about coming to Cambodia or Vietnam, I can help you with the basics with the visas, employment, and Thailand also, and Albania. And we're going to be expanding more into Latin America. I just want to say, guys, that we appreciate you for taking the time to watch us and to hear what we have to say. If you like what we're all about, hit us up on the Facebook fan page, and I'll be happy to connect you with Matt. He offers a free consultation, so he'll get on the phone with you and he'll tell you exactly what the process is like. The only thing we ask is please be serious, because we are, obviously busy. We have our own side projects and our families and things that we're working on. So, we just want you to be serious. We're serious. And we just ask that if you're going to come and contact us, that there's actually a point to the conversation.
I like what you said about kind of living abroad. And I had this conversation last week. I'm part of the AmCham community here, so the Chamber of Commerce. And I had the same conversation of like, these guys had the option to go back to the UK, Switzerland, the US, and they said, no, I'm going to stay here. And they stayed here and started working for other companies or started their own business. And it's kind of the best idea they ever thought of. And, I met this guy here, and last year he won an award. He was the first guy to bring self-storage to Vietnam. Self-storage didn't exist. So he came here 2 years ago, noticed there was no self-storage, and started a business. Another guy came here and he has cargo and moving vans on demand. So if you need a truck tomorrow, you call him up and it's all on the app. And I met this guy and he's doing great. So it's like, if you have an idea from your country that doesn't exist here in a developing country, you can make it here, because people just show up, they see there's something missing, and they provide it. And it's just a great city full of entrepreneurs and business people, but they're doing it the right way. They're opening up a company. They're not bumming around. They're taking their risk and they're living here, and it's working.
And guys, let me reiterate that Cambodia is even less developed than Vietnam. So there are opportunities that there are things that exist in Vietnam that do not exist in Cambodia. So you can even go from a country like Vietnam that may have certain services or certain different kinds of things that can be done that don't exist in Cambodia. So, I mean, it's just such an endless amount of possibility. I noticed when I was in Albania that there's many things that were missing from their market, and I'm sure that I'll find more as I travel the world, bringing you guys these opportunities. There's all kinds of things that you can come up with that don't exist in these places, that maybe are just stuff you take for granted where you come from. But in a lot of these countries, maybe nobody else is doing it, and you can be the very first. I like to tell the story because a very good friend of mine, he opened the first craft brewery in Cambodia, and he's still going. Now he has a proper restaurant, like a beer garden. All started just doing it out of a rented house in the Russian market area. They started out DIY. Now they're fully legal and operational. And this is a completely DIY success story. He would never have been able to open up a craft brewery in the United States. The capital alone would have been impossible, but here it was possible. And at the time, nobody else was doing it. So you just have to be the guy with the idea, and anything is possible, especially in emerging markets, guys, because don't sleep on developing countries. There's a reason why they're called developing. They are actually growing, whereas a lot of these rich Western countries in many ways have stagnated. They're strong consumer economies, but you're not seeing the same level of opportunity that you see in these emerging markets, especially for people who don't already have, multi-millions of dollars in capital. And that's our customers, guys. I am not the nomad capitalist. I'm not appealing to Bill Gates to open up, a big pharma processing center, right? I'm working to get the regular person a better opportunity for their life, and to show them that there's a lot more available to them than what they've been told. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe and share. Once again, comments, likes, all this stuff helps us a lot. I hope these videos are informative. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to comment on the videos. I'll reply there. And if it's something more specific, you can PM me through the Facebook fan page. Check out our other channel. We're doing lifestyle content where we're showing you what it's like to actually live and visit these countries. We have hundreds of videos. So if you want to watch the progression of me coming to Southeast Asia as an English teacher, and then eventually building my own business and growing to where I am today, it's all on video. It's all widely available. I don't think there's too many other people out there that have as many videos as I do. So the transparency is there. If you want to take the time to watch, you can watch. We're straight shooters. We talk to you just the way we would want someone to talk to us. Thank you for watching, and we appreciate you guys. Smash the like button. It really helps. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Brush your face and wash your teeth, son.
Yo, my man got me a job. Come to Vietnam.
The white monkey got me a job during the pandemic.
The white monkey got me into Vietnam during COVID. The white monkey got me into Vietnam during the pandemic. I'm at school now on break. If he did it for me, he can do it for you. It's pretty easy. Check him out.
Ooh, to whom it may concern, White Monkey Syndicate got me the job of all jobs. Thank you.
White monkey got me a job. Brush your teeth.
The White Monkey Syndicate got me a job, aka your father.
White monkey got me a job.
White Santa, baby, brush your teeth.
Monkey got me a job, hit him up.
Yo, it's the Whoopi Goldberg of the East LA game, educating you youngins in the Englishes.
Monkey got me a motherfucking job.
White Jesus, baby.
White monkey got me a job.
Brush your teeth.
Hey, what's up, guys? You thinking about coming to Vietnam? You're not sure where to start? You've heard a lot of things online. You don't know what's true, you don't know what's not. We here at the White Monkey Syndicate offer a consulting service where we help you get on your feet in Vietnam. We give you advice on negotiating contracts with employers. We help you with real estate agents, visa agents that are reliable and that you can trust. We help you get started in this amazing country and get on your feet. We help you get into different opportunities that might be more difficult for you if you were just landing in the country on your own. And we help you avoid a lot of the pitfalls and problems that you could have as a newcomer here. We provide you with reliable job recruiters, visa agents, real estate agents, and advice. If you guys are thinking about coming to Vietnam, hit us up for a consultation. We'll help you get started, help you get on your feet, and hopefully you'll love Vietnam as much as we do. What do you think of when you think of Albania? I think of opportunity. I think of a country that's open. I think of a country that wants long-stay expats, that wants people to come and invest, wants new ideas, and is looking towards the West. I think that Albania is a beautiful country with incredible landscapes that can offer a very comfortable lifestyle at a very reasonable price. We at the White Monkey Syndicate will help navigate your journey to becoming an expat in Albania. We're working with some of the top lawyers in the city. We can help establish businesses. We can help you get your residency. We can help you get real estate. We can arrange almost any contact that you might need for the process of moving here in almost any city in the country. We will simplify the process. We'll make it a lot easier for you to move to a country that maybe in the past would have been more of a challenge. With our help, it's going to be a walk in the park.